Welcome back to another episode, Nully Flux. And we're going to continue on tonight with some more Rankitude. I'm your host, Vince Green.
I'm your host, John Tully, and I'm nervous.
You're nervous? Why are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. We've moved into people are going to tell me we're not pretty or something. It wouldn't make sense.
I've been telling you that forever. Oh, I got an itchy ankle. I'm not masturbating this, sorry.
Oh God, it's already got the shit, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good though. What am I going to do? Not scratch my ankle and be here for like half an hour and just like this.
I have psoriasis. I take off like a dinner plate of skin a day. Like, no worries.
And I'll end recording here.
And end recording.
All right, no, it's all right. We're back.
We've gone viral.
Sounds like you might have a virus, but I know, but like, yeah, we're back. We're in this fucking new realm video format, whatever. We're going to throw it out there, see how it goes. And
we're not brothers.
Yeah, we're just hairy Irish dudes. But like, yeah, so we said for making this transition to start off, when you're making a transition, you have to do it in small components. That it's better off to do it gradually and not all at once. So we decided that when we're going to transition, that the best way to transition would be to do it in our shorter show and not transition all at once, and then gradually that we'll have transitioned fully into this new realm. But like,
agreed.
But we're going to do it gradually. So we said the best way to do it would be to start off with pair rankers. It's our shortest format show. It's 30 to 40 minutes long. And while I try to learn how to do video editing when the time comes, we thought this is the best playground to start playing around in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the first time we're going to do this, you pick the subject like most episodes of rankers, because I'm like brain dead most days these days. And that
because he's an author. Don't you be mean to yourself.
Not really. I'm just dying here. But we said to do worst movie twists, which I thought was a good one, and it's a good one to start off with because it's going to be funny, at the very least should be.
And we're doing a 5-1 people, 5 being like obviously 1 being our absolute creme de la creme, and we might do an honorable mention. We are going to do an
dishonorable mention because it's a
dishonorable mention. Yeah. I do stand corrected, and I do apologize.
Yeah, so the whole idea with pair rankers, if you're just new to it, if you're just watching it because it's on video and you haven't checked it out on Spotify, is that just like most shows like this, that we're going to rank our top 5 favorites or worst favorite or whatever. If it's a negative list like today's, in descending order, and then at the end we're going to have an honorable mention if it's a positive list, but today it's a negative list, we're going to have a dishonorable mention. And like with this, we're going to kick it off with worst movie twists, and we like to fucking fly through these episodes of rankers, Noel. So let's just give the fucking folks what they want at home, and give us your number 5, motherfucker. Let's get the show.
Excuse me for my kind of slightly glitchy background. I shall fix it. But I am starting off. Quick
backstory. Noel's background, right? So Noel goes out. He reaches out to this guy. He's an engineer, I think, from Beijing. He reached out and he said, "I needed the creme de la creme of all technology and green screen technology." He said, "I need you to come out here," and he just said, so he sends out a team of 6. I think it was midnight. May 7th, I think it was. They arrived at Noel's house. They came in from a late night flight from Beijing, and what they decided to do is they're going to set up this green screen. Took him 14 hours to set it up, working day and half a night, whatever. They got the screen up, they put it up there, the highest level of technology and green screen technology. And what happens here straight away?
One person died during the construction.
One person died, another person irrevocably.
I don't know her name or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was sad. There was a whole funeral, like, you know what I mean, at sea, whatever, international waters. But so this is the results Noel gets from his 6-man team from Beijing flying.
It's a green screen, and I'm figuring out the lighting. Okay, go get on with it.
And my background is literally a nondescript wall, and as you can see, literally, it's obviously not superior, maybe, but just to say,
you are
low tech. It's called low tech.
You are the Iron Man fucking 3. I'm gonna move this way. Do you remember watching that shit and all of a sudden the Mandarin? I don't know if you grew up on Iron Man comics, but I fucking did. Yeah. And the Mandarin has these kind of, I guess you would call them alien tech rings, and they had that whole ominous fucking
and he was Asian.
And all of a sudden he was like an English lad who's an actor who's watching like
Trevor Slattery,
watching the Liverpool Man United game. And we're Liverpool fans, and sorry, no, we're not. Like, don't unsubscribe.
What do you mean? Fuck him. If you don't want to subscribe because you don't like Liverpool, fuck you.
Yeah, no, such a no. But I remember just being so disgusted. It was the unnecessariness stick with it of it. as well as the kind
flawless victory.
flawless victory. It was also just the stupidity of it. It just felt like, I mean, tonally, it went against everything, and I felt like, you know, like if you have this like really serious Saving Private Ryan type film, and then they're carrying away one of the caskets and it's draped in the flag and it's all like incredibly, and the music is playing and it's pure, and then like, you know, like don't somebody slips on a banana peel and the casket opens and the body slips out and then everyone falls over them. I felt like that. Like I felt like it got exactly. It went Benny Hill on it, and I kind of go no. And I have a real problem, and I've said this to you before. It's why I think one of the worst films ever made was the second Transformers. It's because I decided that it could be the most goofy, stupid pile of shit, and then it could introduce the opposite of this, where it could be goofy and then introduce a serious scene. And it's supposed to have me care, and I'm like,
you're goofy.
You have not earned this at all. Fuck you. This is a gigantic ball of shit. No, and this film was a gigantic ball of shit. And I had moments.
You said it was so much venom that I felt like I had to defend myself.
You know, there's actually stuff in this film I really enjoyed. I thought, and I actually thought there was funny stuff. Do you remember that when he made an Iron Man suit, and every kind of segment of the suit was quite autonomous?
Yeah,
as in it would fly to you individually and all that kind of stuff. And I thought like a lot of that was fun. I had a bit of fun with it, like the Iron Man suit that was doing push-ups and Tony Stark was doing push-ups, you know, outside. I thought some of that, it had a little bit of comedy, but it didn't need it. And then this was not greeted well by me. Absolutely complete balls. What's your number 5, man? Sorry. I would like you to comment briefly on my number 5.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not. I know. Oh, yeah, Iron Man 3.
Actually, perfectly acceptable. Acceptable.
No, Iron Man 3 is a good pick. Like I'm the same as you. For me, like that it just took me out of the movie for like took me like 10 minutes to get back into it, and it's taken me repeats to watch it, like, or to kind of
not to mention the therapy.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you know it's coming, it's not so bad because you know the rest of the movie is not as bad as that part of the movie, and even though it's the weakest of all Iron Mans, in my opinion, that I still think like that twist was fucking one of the worst twists I've ever seen in a movie. But like, yeah, so for me, let's get this fucking show on the road. Yeah, for me,
me.
Yeah, my number 5, without a shadow of a doubt, has to be, and without like it can't be. It's undeniable that like you had to have something on this list, and it's going to be science. Meh. I don't know what way we can do this, but like, yeah, I'll move out of the way because I've got slightly chair. Science. I guess.
Right. Okay. I discussed signs with my significant other earlier today, and I said to her, she said, explain the twist to me. And I said, all right, blah, 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 explained it in brief. And she was like, you know, we discussed it. And I said, can you imagine going to a planet and they're like, okay, it's fine, breathable atmosphere. Now, the atmosphere is at least 4% hydrochloric acid, but other than that, it's absolutely fine. Just go down there, take off your masks. You're absolutely good to go. 4% hydrochloric acid. Yeah, that should be fine. Like, and imagine it would take 4.5% hydrochloric acid, just kill you. And it's like, no. Everything was fine, but if you splashed them with water, meant no sense.
Yeah, like for an alien race, it's supposed to be so technologically advanced and hyper intelligent and have this like hive mind, whatever, that they communicate to each other perfectly, that you think they'd think, or think that they would be able to communicate to one another, that this planet that we're about to try and terraform and take over is covered in 80% of our one weakness. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, no, but just stick inland. You know what I mean?
And also, like, everything that, like, don't get me wrong, you know, the universe is full of things that we don't understand, but also it's like we only have a comprehension of like carbon-based life, and just like something that actually is like dies if it touches water or something. It just seemed like so outside of the purview, even when I don't know.
The thing with science was initially seemingly, I think I said this in a previous podcast, that the aliens were supposed to be demons and there's supposed to be a religious connotation to it, and that's why the water affected them, because it was supposed to be holy water, and that's why, you know, Mel Gibson is a pastor and he's a former man of faith. And
you taking the piss here?
No, this is real. Like, check
right.
It out.
I thought I was 50-50 on whether you were going on a bit of like a funny rant.
What do you mean funny rant? My funny rants are hilarious. Don't know.
You're funny, but yeah, but this wasn't a bit one of your best works, because I was just like, this sounds like it could be real.
Oh, that's why it sounded one of my best works, because it is real.
Israel. We can't do the crickets in real time. You're gonna have to.
No, we'd have to broach that topic.
No. Sorry, religion is right. I don't know.
I know I could play the crickets on my computer. I'm not sure if we play though. I'm not sure if we play.
We're on the fly here, people.
No, it's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll get them post. There is no post. All right.
All right. I got. You're I think it's a fucking fantastic choice. In fact, to my absolute devastation, it was my number one choice. So I have been freaking out here trying to get a fucking backup, which I've done.
Yeah.
But I thought the idea of invading a planet unprotected that is made of the thing. Like, what is our water in like science? Like, what is it like, what kills you as quickly as water kills them? Magma?
Yeah,
like magma. It's like, oh yeah, no, the atmosphere is literally made of liquid magma. Yeah, and the ground magma, and 70% of it is covered in magma. A doctor, and you're kind of going, yeah, no, it sounds good. Like, though, but I bet you it has a lot of like zinc. Like, we could get the zinc. We'll go there and get the fucking zinc.
Through the kitchen zinc at them.
Oh, that shouldn't have been funny, but I
cricket sounds.
Okay, so you mind if I go up my number 4?
Yeah, give your number 4.
Bet you're going to have some overlap here.
Probably.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Hilarious. Like a film series that leaned on the fact that it proved Christianity.
Yeah,
like authentic Christianity with the Ark of the Covenant and the I can't think of it, it's the chalice of Christ or whatever it was. And then the crystal skull. Like, it's bad enough that you can survive a nuclear blast literally face on from 2 mile out in a fridge.
Dude, not gonna lie, my number 4. Kingdom of Crystal Skull. This fucking movie, man. Like, seriously, that the whole thing, right, with him climbing in the fridge, that's actually something that was rejected from one of the Back to the Future movies, where like Marty or someone climbed in a fridge, and him and Doc climbed in a fridge, and nuclear explosion went off, and they thought it was too stupid or something to put in. And it's
too stupid.
Yeah, and it could
what about velocity? Like, forget everything, forget heat, forget radiation, forget like as in, it's like, oh, it's okay that he hit the wall or at 100 miles an hour. He was in a car. Yeah,
rugged charm's not going to save you when it comes to nukes. So I'm saying.
No, and he gets out and brushes himself off, and I'm like, Harrison, you deserve better, man.
Yeah, like, aside from all the weaknesses of that movie, like, we're here to talk about twists, and the twists of that movie was, as you said, it was all about like the occult and religious mythology and iconism, and then all of a sudden they have these crystal skulls, and they have this the twist is that they belong to aliens, and they have extraterrestrials come into the world of like Indiana Jones. Like, we always talk about operating within the franchise, and in understanding that franchise is to have someone that actually created the franchise make a movie that was so tonally shifting or so tonally different than the rest of the movies in the franchise is so dumbfounding to me. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? How do you go from Nazis, and then you have, like, in part 2 you have like these fucking voodoo dudes, and then you're back to Nazis again. Voodoo dudes. Kalima.
Yeah, like taking hearts out, and they're still, all of that, and
do you know Indiana Jones 2 is a prequel?
Is it?
Yeah, like, I watched them all together there not too long ago, and it never dawned on me until that. And I checked it up, and then part 2 is actually a prequel. And the reason he did that is because he wanted to have an Indiana Jones story where it wasn't just about Nazis. And that's why Kalima and all this thing is in part 2, because it's actually set before part 1, set before the war.
Wow. Okay. No, fair enough. No, I think, because I'm going to spend another second on this, because I really think, because we both said it, there was this thing where it was universally panned, almost like it brought people together. It kind of did. It had this like almost, it had this like odd kumbaya kind of fucking vibe to it. It was just so universally despised. Yeah. And but oh god, I can't find anything in this film that I'm actually willing to forgive.
Man. What's going on with it? Like,
oh, just let this slide. You think I'm happy about it? Think I'm happy about it after all these people that constructed it?
Yeah, man.
What is this shit? Well, 1 second.
That guy had family, man.
Yeah. Technically a person, I grant you at most.
But like, yeah, so well, like, why did that annoy you so much? Like we spoke about you spoke about Iron Man 3, and you talked about Trevor Slattery and how much he was just like the fucking departure for the rest of the movie. But like when I talked about science and how it was so stupid to have the one weakness be two-thirds of the entire planet, and why like this is number four on
And
both
the
of our lists.
atmosphere, it needs to be said, and the atmosphere.
Yeah, but this is number four on both of our lists. So like Anaida's maybe the equal amount. So why did this annoy you so much? I know why it annoyed me so much, such a departure, but why
I
did it annoy
actually
you
think
so
the
much?
acting was really, really good. I thought there was kind of spooky elements to it. I thought I got a little bit absorbed in it. I felt like it could have stuck the landing. And I mean, I've said to you,
Are you talking about Indiana Jones was good up until the end?
oh no, sorry, I got
You
a
talk
little
about
bit
science.
fix it in post.
There is no post.
There is no. We're putting this shit up as it is. No, Indiana Jones. No. There was nothing to like about this. This felt like this because we entered this era for good or for bad, and I call it the Sylvester Stallone era because Sylvester Stallone went back and reprised Rocky Balboa. He went back and reprised Rambo, and he did an excellent job on whether they're good films, like the fifth Rambo was quite silly, but like I just thought, but he's like, you know what? I don't care if I'm in my 70s. I don't care. Like, I can be a part of this universe that I help create, and I fucking think more power to you.
Yeah.
So now everything that's old is new, but then they relied on it too much, and I think this is a great example of it.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, Harrison Ford, just bring him back, and I'm thinking, all right, we've done religion, we've done Egypt, we've done aliens, maybe it's all aliens.
Yeah,
and it felt fucking lazy, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that pisses me off more than something that cost millions to make that took thousands of man hours, and it's somehow lazy.
Yeah,
fuck is it lazy? I've seen bad shit that's not lazy. This shit was lazy.
Yeah, it just to me, I just don't think it suited the rest of the movies. Like, and especially the use of green screen, a lot of it as well. Like, there's like,
as a master of green screen, I don't know.
Yeah, like you can see the benefits of high tech against low tech right now. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm saying, literally nondescript wall with photographs on it, with artwork on it. It's like
just. I'm figuring it out. It's a learning curve. Something mean to me.
But like, I just for Indiana Jones, like the whole film was a little bit like it just didn't suit the rest of it, and then to have that big twist be aliens. Like in any other franchise, you could probably throw in aliens, but Indiana Jones was supposed to be about archaeology and voodoo and religious iconography.
Aliens,
you know what I mean? So I just think like that's why it made me so much that it was just such a departure from the rest of the fucking franchise. But like, let's keep the ball rolling. No, we both have our number fours. They're both the same movie. Give me your number three.
My next movie is not the same movie as your next movie. I dare say that. Be it hubris. But here it is. It's Hancock.
Oh yeah.
So he's just like a superhero, and like he's a little bit like troubled or whatever. But he's fucking and he runs into a dude who tries to refurbish his image. But she just so happens to be married to the same species or whatever you want to call him, godlike species. She's 3,000 years old. She's just as powerful, if not more powerful than him. They used to be in love, but they've stumbled across each other from abstinence. I have such a
they used to be
don't get me wrong.
They used to be man and wife before he lost his memory. That he rescued someone.
So many loops to jump through.
Yeah, like
so many.
Seemingly, that movie Hancock was completely different in its tone before Will Smith came on board. That like was much darker. He's much more of a degenerate the character was, and Will Smith came in and like he kind of brightened up the movie, made him more of a human person, like that kind of thing. That he changed, he lightened the tone of the film a lot.
He slapped it up, shaked it up, shaked it. Oh, I said shaked it up.
Oh my god, are we going political straight away? I think it's your faces now.
He slapped a dude at the Oscars. It wasn't great. Like,
yeah, man, it was definitely political, man. You know what I mean? Everybody knows everything's politics now, man. Like even if you don't even think it's politics, that's when the politics has already won. That's all I'm saying.
I managed to escape that by I demand that only the people that everyone's most mad about getting married get married. Just that's it. Just whatever. just whatever causes the most upset, that should be the thing, because it's usually just everyone needs to fuck off.
I'm so
Everyone.
confused right
So
now.
if they stop being so pissed off, everything can just like calm down. So right now, I think that only people who are aliens should be allowed to marry anyone.
What do you mean, like immigrants, or do you mean extraterrestrials?
I mean extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
I would like that to be extremely clear.
Yeah.
I have nothing against anyone bar the Dutch. They know what they did.
Fucking windmill loving motherfuckers.
Windmill loving motherfuckers.
Yeah, dudes, they have enough windmills. Calm down. Stop growing some.
And we both know how anti sort of weed and stuff you've always been.
No, I just think that like in Holland that they've got such a lack of land. Stop growing so many tulips, dudes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're talking about how you need to reclaim land from the sea. Stop growing so many tulips. You'll have more land. That's all I'm saying.
Give me your next one, dude.
Right. Yeah. My next one. I don't want to Hancock block you.
Delightful.
It tastes bitter but sweet. All right. My number 3 flawless here and showing it up is bam, The Village.
You know what? I've always found this to be obviously I have to let you take the stage, but please go ahead.
Oh no, like anybody that's seen The Village knows the twist is it's a twist within a twist, and that's the problem with the initial twist. I enjoyed. It was supposed to be a film set back in the early 19th century or something. This village that the inhabitants being picked off by this monster, and you find out that the monster is actually the elders of the village who are using the monster as a method of control to keep everyone kind of underneath their whim and kind of controlled by fear of outside force to create this insular and kind of society where they kind of have all the influence on. But then you find out that, what a twist. Mr. Twist himself, M. Night Shyamalan, has a twist within a twist. And the twist within a twist is that not only are the creatures not real, that the whole village itself is not real, that it's not actually in the 19th century, it's in modern day Philadelphia, whatever. And because he's from Philadelphia, most movies are set there, but it's in that modern day times, and the village is not real, and it's like some sort of cult that's been closed off from the rest of the world. And I just think that it's just one of those cases of where you try to be too smart for the sake of it. And like the original twist was actually quite good, I thought. That like you had these group of people that were controlling through fear and all that, and I can live with it, even though I love a good monster flick. But the second twist was fucking unforgivable, and like that's the problem when sometimes you try to be too clever for your own good.
It was a bit anticlimactic in the way they did it as well, because like don't get me wrong, like the twist, I'm not going to say it didn't hit hard, like it was like, oh wow, but it wasn't done in this metropolis type sense. If my memory of that movie, I went to it in the theater, was that she wanders out into the road and she nearly gets hit by a car. And it's just, and then you realize it's just modern day society, and these people, these elders, had taken them into a secluded area and tried to raise them as if. Of course, it was a twist within a twist, and I get so frustrated by this. I think that's why somebody like Spielberg is considered one of the best directors ever, is because like everybody has considered. But everyone has a style. But he's always branched out and tried to make different films, and they might always have his stank on it. You know what I mean? Like what he does. But M. Night Shyamalan just seems to be like, ooh, what a twist! Like, can I get it? Like, can I have like a shot of vodka with like, ooh, with a lemon twist? You know, and I'd love it like if somebody said, can I have a vodka? And somebody gives him a tequila, and he goes, ooh, wow, and applauds them or something, you know.
He's just a victim of his own success. Like the first two movies were so well done, like Signs, and then have Unbreakable, and then like those. Well,
obviously he had Sixth Sense.
Sorry, Sixth Sense, and then Unbreakable. Then it was Signs. But to have Sixth Sense and Unbreakable be your first two movies, and the twists in both of those movies were so well done, that he was kind of like, oh, now they expect a twist, and that's the problem. Like,
maybe you're right, actually. Maybe in a different universe, because Bruce Willis was actually so good in that movie, and just that realization that you yourself, of course, it was beautiful and it was harrowing. Like for me, it turned this like psychological thriller into a horror movie in a light way. Sorry, there's just in Gar like the horror that we'd be ingesting. It blurred that line just a little bit, as opposed to it was actually extremely heavy. And then you're kind of going, yeah, now I need to do it. And now I'm like, it's like you get a sandwich, but the sandwich, and you're like, no, dude, just live, just do stuff. It's okay. Honest to God, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the problem. Like I just think like the first two movies were so well done and the twists in them were so well received that he felt like he had to be the twist guy. And then eventually it came to a stage where he was like, "Oh, they think I'm going to be."
And that's it. And I said this to you. It's. I remember thinking fucking that when we did the stunts one, I was saying that all right, man, I was texting you and we did a pair of rankers just when we were just podcasting on stunts, and I was like, Vin, we can only choose one Jackie Chan, otherwise we're going to be a bunch of bitches sitting around talking about how amazing Jackie Chan is, which, but for the record, he is earned in spades.
Yeah.
But I'm just pointing out that we won't be able to branch out wide enough without touching on other subjects that did not involve the absolute almighty Jackie Chan. But unfortunately, in a reverse of that, in a kind of very twist of that, you have M. Night Shyamalan. When he gets it right, he gets it right. But now he's so desperate to get it right that it just does not have this natural thing. And like I don't know. It's not like he's a better filmmaker than I could dream of being.
Yeah,
but I would think
with the village, it was like, oh, they're expecting a twist, so I'm going to give them a twist, and then that's not actually going to be the twist. The twist is going to be a twist. Like that. That's just
a twist. You know what? I've said this to you jokingly. Sorry, but like, I mean, jokingly and also 100% real. The twist of one of his films is going to be that the killer was the killer.
Yeah,
I swear to God, it's happening.
Yeah, the twist
or some variation, like the killer was the killer. As in, like the guy he was standing over her with a knife, and her throat had just been slit, and she actually like is just dying, and she kind of like points at him, and then she dies, and at the end, that's what that was. Yeah. That's what that was. That's the only place he has to go. He'd be like, yeah, no, you know that person that was standing over him with the knife screaming, it was me, I hated her. It actually was him. That's it. That's the only place he has to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like
ridiculous.
Yeah, he's run out twist like this is, but like, no, let's keep this fucking show on the road. Like, so
all right, you ready?
Number 3.
I don't even think you're ready.
Give me your number 2, motherfucker.
Clones, right? So every night, like,
is this Prestige?
Yeah, like, see, we just die all the time. Just die all the time. What is that? How does that make sense?
So you're talking about the body doubles in Prestige.
It's a magic trick for like a show of 25 people. How is it worth it? How is it worth it?
Amazing. That film.
And awesome. I get that they got so obsessed with the actual art of magic, and I loved. You know what I loved in this film, and no piss taking about to happen.
Mr. Holland's no piss.
But you remember you had that guy that, like, you know, he was a feeble old Asian man, and he would come in and he had this fishbowl trick. I can't remember. I haven't seen the film in years, but they were saying that there's actually nothing wrong with him physically, as in his entire demeanor is already set up for the trick, as in the way he bowls his legs.
Yeah,
is already set up for the trick. So like even when he gets out of the car or carriage or whatever, he's already on. And I think that's the incredible thing about magic, is that there is no actual magic, and people think that takes away from the magic. It does not. That's what's so fucking incredible about it.
Yeah.
Is that they've done nothing. They haven't like slapped your mobile phone into a bottle of Heineken. They haven't. But you think they have, and you can't explain that to date. That's incredible. I love that. Yeah, but slightly, but also like a lot of times you left the house that day, and they were already, you know, it was in motion before you ever knew. And but then it was just like, yeah, no, I just kill myself every day so that like 20 people will be impressed.
20 people. There's a lot of people back then.
Yeah, fuck. I just thought it was so
record crowd tonight, folks. 22 people in the audience.
But like, and drowning is a fairly horrific way to die.
Well, you don't drown yourself periodically, just keep yourself strong. I
mean, yeah, to get myself like there.
Yeah,
but I don't full drown myself.
I do know. Oh, dude, you got us fully submersive. You have to become one with the ocean.
Well, she herself had to bring me back one time, and she said one time to me.
And did she ask you how the other side was? How was the other side? I don't know who he is, but I know where he is on the other side. This fucking
hit me with your
magic man.
Oh my god, hit me with your number 2. I'm excited.
Hit me with your best shot. Come on, hit me with your best shot. Right, my number 2 is one of these fucking dumbest ass fucking endings to a movie that was okay-ish. And that is Tom Cruise's Waterworld. Like the end of that movie is like the movie itself is kind of cool, even though it's hard to buy Tom Cruise because he's such like a massive movie star. It's hard to buy him as an everyday person in his movies.
I am an everyday person. I'm growing grocery shopping.
Like there's nothing more natural than watching Tom Cruise making peanut butter and jam sandwiches. But like, the Waterworld's like the way it conveyed its fear and the sirens and stuff like that when the tripods come out and stuff like that. It is kind of terrifying at times. But to have the ending be that they had no immunity to the microbes, even though seemingly these pods were put down in the earth thousands of years in advance of this like massive invasion that's going to happen at some stage in the future, and all things are right, that they never factored in the fact that they'd have to have some sort of immunity to local fucking biology or bacteria or like infections or anything. Like they seemingly they studied this for so long that they never figured out.
But I always like if you travel from, let's just say, the depths of space, so from like
which I've done on many occasions,
which we have, yeah. But I even see what's it called, Orion's belt.
Yeah,
everything like apparently like, and you know this is checked.
I heard you seen Orion's trousers.
But apparently one of those stars is like 400 light years away or something like that, and then one of them is 1,300 light years away. So even though they appear as this line to us, it is this absolutely impossible to even comprehend distance, but they're able to travel it, so they're smart. The degree to their technology is absolutely incomprehensible to us, because we find it so hard to get into our own atmosphere.
Well, you don't know alien advanced technology, dude.
But then they kind of go like, but did you get your flu shot? Oh no, actually, you know what? I take it back. No, I completely get it. Like, I just don't. I don't believe in that.
You think that they actually told all the aliens to get vaccinated?
You know what? It just got anti-vax at the last second. It was like,
all the aliens. Nah, we were grandma.
Science just got us across this entire galaxy. Yeah. No, I respect that, but like, I just don't know what's in it. Do you know what's in the warp core?
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, fuck, it made no sense to me that like when you make these fucking aliens so advanced that they have such a dumb fucking weakness, it was kind of like the same thing in Independence Day. Like, it's just that you have to have some sort of consistency in terms of the level of intelligence or the terms of the level of understanding of the environment that they're trying to invade or take over. That like they have them come here, they have these pods set up like 1,000 years or something ridiculous in advance, and that they're that so well taught out that they came here and they had no immunity or no idea how to protect themselves against our local the biomes or the bacteria or the viruses that are in the air, and that's how we took them out. And all of a sudden it's God's plan. Like Morgan Freeman comes in as like God's greatest.
Morgan Freeman, excuse me, is obviously just able to get away with a lot. And I'm not saying this is a negative thing. It's just simply true.
Sounds like you're saying it's a negative thing, dude. Sounds like you're actually going after him. It sounds like this is a personal attack. Not only does it sound like a personal attack, it sounds like it's a targeted personal attack. It's like you premeditated even maybe that like at the start of the show that like your one goal was to somehow focus and channel your rage.
Okay, before this gets completely out of hand, my only problems with him is racial.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Like, come on! Obviously not. I love Morgan Freeman. I don't know anyone that doesn't.
Why are you coming after him then? Like, he has an affinity for penguins. So it's your real hatred towards.
I don't know why I came after him, but I do know after saying that my only problem is racial. I never did see the internet again.
Fucking hell. Dude, I can't edit on video. Remember that?
Yeah.
None of this is on Spotify, and then it comes to the video. It's like, oh shit, we can call
It's
it.
a
We'll call
literal,
yeah,
a
cesspool.
literal joke.
We'll be just like this will be rankers unedited.
I'm
Rankers
gonna
on
have to
cut.
say, for my number one, I
It's
can't
like
believe I'm throwing my hat on backwards.
are we already at number one? Are we?
Yeah, I'm at my number
Yes.
one. I have to say that I went with science because the whole concept of your atmosphere being made of our equivalent of magma.
You're magma.
Yeah, it was just so crazy to me. It was just so absolutely bonkers. But I because we touched on it, I'm just going to use my honorable mention as my number one, and that was Rey being a Palpatine in Star Wars. It was it was
change
just
your background. Change your background, you fucking loser.
I have been trying to download a picture of it.
Oh my god, this fucking guy. We've been here for like 30 minutes. We're here for 36 fucking minutes, and you haven't been like, oh my god, there's loads of opportunities where I was talking shit there that you could have fucking. I went at least 4 rants in this episode.
I said stuff that could be considered in the modern society as being like very insensitive. I was busy.
This fucking guy. What, you like Googling like legal, like trying to protect yourself from a legal standpoint? Just show allegedly in there left, right, and center. It's like the fucking shield against being sued. Like, you know what I mean?
But did you not think that it was just, the men that made such a big declaration of the fact?
I don't know what movie you're talking about. You still talking about The Prestige? I don't know what's going on. Like,
I can't hate you more right now. Yeah, honestly, for fucking diamonds, I couldn't hate you more.
Is it The Prestige we're talking about? Because that's what the background is. I'm just getting confused. Hey, there we go. Kind of.
And she's fucking out of focus. You know what? Shut the fuck up. It happened.
Your green screen's working now.
Yeah. But I remember just saying, do you know who your parents were? And like they were just like dirt farmer, like nothing, absolutely nothings. And I was kind of went, I'm thinking, like, what line does she come from? And then she was like, oh no, like she's like from Palpatine, but like she's like, but they skipped a generation, and she's like, and like Palpatine's alive. Yeah. And I remember, no, dude, if Palpatine's alive, how do I know now that Palpatine's dead?
Yeah.
How do we know now that Palpatine's dead? Why not? Like, he's been absolutely destroyed. A bunch of like, why can't he just? I don't know. Why can't he just write in that he's reconstituted himself? Like, I mean, Obi-Wan, like, he's more powerful than Obi-Wan. So maybe he could become an omnipotent dark side ghost or something.
For a story that takes place in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago, all this shit that's so fucking huge. Why does every fucking story have to be set around the Skywalker family? Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. Like, seriously, some of the best modern takes in Star Wars have been set outside the major timeline because everyone's sick of the fucking same thing over and over again.
I do think it's based on the fact that our attention span is so just crazy limited. It is though, I'd be like, all right, so they know.
But that's what they think. But that's like, sure, they're not getting the critical reception or the fan reception because people understand that this is just fucking the same stuff being rehashed.
Well, it's in Ahsoka Tano when she be like the history of it, and Rosario Dawson playing her in the Mandalorian. Wouldn't like an absolutely fascinating dynasty, but at the same time, nobody like everyone was really, really excited to see her. Yeah. But at the same time, everyone's like, all right, like, yeah, she was in this and the story would be interesting and it could be a spin-off, but everyone just knows that thing that hits them first, that smacks first. And Palpatine was there from the beginning and Skywalker was there even before that. So she turned out to be a Palpatine, and then but like she takes on the name Skywalker, and then you have like somebody like, again, like Rosario Dawson, who I'm just using because she's a surviving Jedi, and you and people just won't. They just fucking won't, man. It's fucking, it's lazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they're just like I don't know, it's not even good fan service. Like, to have her like she's not like a super strong character, and just the way they treated other characters like Fane and Poe, and how they just kind of kept minimalizing their roles as the movie went along. And it's just like, I just think to have that at the end, it was more of a spit in the face to her just going, "Oh, I'm a Skywalker now," when she's clearly Palpatine, who's one of the biggest antithesis of the whole Skywalker legacy. Like, even though the
Well, is
Anakin's
that not the point? As in, like, you talk about Luke turning away from dark side, and then she's like Palpatine turning away from the dark side. I mean, I think you could argue that that's not terrible storytelling, but at the same time, I just felt like that was so labored to get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I have a problem with that itself. I just felt it was so labored to get there.
Yeah. I know it's a shitty twist. I'm right there with you.
Ugh. So that's my number one. You hit me with your number one, and it better be as good, because mine was amazing.
Yeah, mine's next level, man. And once again, M. Night Shyamalan, The Happening, the best, also the worst twist of all time. Man, I just got lazy with this list, but like all of them are pretty good.
I think, like, yeah, I should have bought my M. Night Shyamalan. Should have stopped you, dude. Yeah, create a fucking monster.
Yeah, man. Like there's no worse twist in history than The Happening. You have this movie where all these people are going around committing suicide in the most horrific way possible to kill themselves left, right, and center, and then we find out that the reason this is happening to humanity is that we're under siege by plants. That trees have decided to wipe out humanity by sending out some sort of fucking aerolized or airborne fucking, I don't know, disease or some sort of condition that infects us to make us suicide and kill ourselves. And like, I thought for a movie that was kind of cool and visceral, even though Mark Wahlberg as a science teacher was insane, but like, to have that as the twist, and the fact that that got greenlit, and the fact that anyone thought that was a good idea, is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard of or ever seen in my entire life. Like, it had to be like, the problem with M. Night Shyamalan is, like, even though my list comes across as a little bit lazy, and it kind of is, that every one of them deserve a place on this list because they're all atrocious.
All things are true.
Yeah.
As in, like, they are the first things to come to mind, but that is kind of, to be fair, that is kind of the name of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we always said, like, when we were doing the normal podcast or something, we try and analyze a movie.
Yeah.
But we always said when we did pair of rankers that what comes to mind, because we should have seen it. It's not like well, there was this film in like 1941 and the twist was this one. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So I do think in a way that it's kind of built to be kind of a bit lazy. But I do think, like, when it comes to twists, of course, M. Night Shyamalan's going to come up in it. And I always thought that if I got the clout, I would just move the been there. They didn't get the clout.
You got the gout.
Richmond. I would try and break away from it in some sort of fashion, and he never did. Like, it's the twist is that, honest to God, I know it's a joke, but the twist of the film that's coming at some stage is that there's no twist.
Your twist,
and it's a very normal film. And honestly, that'll be his next masterpiece. Because that's the only thing that could surprise me.
You're wearing the shit out of that hat backwards. Look at that. Look at this dude. Look at this fucking dude. Fancy.
Wait.
No,
I don't really wear. I'm trying to see this. That's a spot of psoriasis that I'm quite embarrassed about. Dude,
this is why we're not doing videos anymore. No, it's like, hey, do you see my bout of leprosy? Like, my
leprosy?
My eyebrows just peeling off. Watch, kids. And he just like does this and starts taking off chunks of his face.
We're doing videos. We're delightful.
He's like,
that's what's going to fucking do it for us.
Hey, guy, do you want to tip my nose? Got my nose. You got my nose.
Me. What's your dishonorable mention?
My dishonorable mention before you get the fuck out of here. What's your dishonorable mention? I already said The Happening. What do you make of
fucking is my dishonorable mention, because you have to go about signs as fucking number fucking whatever.
I like my dishonorable mention. Look, he doesn't have the graphics right in the background. He's failing miserably.
This is my dishonorable mention. Oh, and your dishonorable mention is one of mine, and you're going to come at me like that bullshit.
Yeah, it was on my list, so I had to move it off because it was on your list. I'm trying to vary it up. So originally, my dishonorable mention was The Village, and now we're on Iron Man 3. I tried to vary it up a little bit, but my list is pretty lazy. I'm not going to lie. My time's pretty shitty right now. But like, as I said, they all deserve their spot there. But like Iron Man 3, for all the things you said, like Trevor Slattery twist was fucking ridiculous. To have Aldrich Killian be the Mandarin, I guess, and then like Marvel even themselves recognized it to be such a misstep that they went and did everything they could to rectify it by having the short Hail the King, or All Hail the King. where Trevor Slattery says that, or they find out that the real Mandarin's looking for him, and then you find out then that the Mandarins actually exist, and that Marvel have kind of taken the backward step, and then they actually get Tony Leung to come in for Shang-Chi, and we finally get to the Mandarin. But like one of the worst things that Marvel did for me for a long time was the twist with the Mandarin, because he's such an iconic character, and not to actually see him square off properly against Iron Man, and then the bastardized the Extremis storyline, which was also such an excellent storyline that Warren Ellis did in the comic books, that it kind of is a slap in the face twice. And that's the problem with Iron Man 3 for me, and that's the problem with the twist in that movie, that it was them to mishandle such a legendary character so poorly.
And he was always, when you have this character that, at least on a physical level, like the Hulk has Abomination and Superman has Doomsday.
Nail him with the jokes now.
but fucking Iron Man actually always had Mandarin, and it's not as big a rivalry, but it's still really well leveled up, because one is kind of alien tech or extra dimensional tech, whatever it is, and Iron Man is just a genius.
You're a genius.
Sure. I mean, but at the same time, they actually just killed that in its crib.
Yeah.
For the sake of a bad joke, like for the sake of a joke that doesn't land.
Yeah.
Was so unforgiving. It was so unforgiving. I remember watching that in the cinema, and I was just sitting there going, and I get it. It turns out this dude's it's a whole, like, I get it. It's a red herring, and I'm not against red herrings. And it was a red herring that worked, actually, to be fair.
It did.
Yeah.
What happened to Daisy Ridley's face?
What happens what?
What happened to Daisy Ridley's face? Why can I only see the bottom half of her face? What happened?
It's exactly the same as it was 10 minutes ago.
I know, yeah. Sorry, I'm just fucking with you, dude. That's what I do. I point out stuff long after it happens.
She has a lovely jawline. Very attractive girl.
Yeah, her mouth's too big for her face. Whatever. We continue. Yeah, I said it.
Literally, a stunningly beautiful woman. Yeah. And you dare stand in defiance of it looking like that.
Yeah. So why am I not allowed to have an opinion? It's called freedom.
No, Ugo. But
her head's massive, dude. It's like towering over you right now. And that's only half of it.
Yeah, no, actually,
she's actually 8 feet tall in real life. Did you know that?
Yeah, she's worrying about our opinions.
It's movie magic, man.
3 Star Wars films,
but no good ones.
Yeah, they weren't great.
Yeah, I said it.
But they weren't. That's the thing. It's universally accepted. Iron Man 3 was one of the most piss poor Marvel films that there ever was.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Robert Downey Jr. because he nails everything he's in, but there's only so much that can get you.
Yeah.
You're still just a character, albeit the main one.
What was your dishonorable mention?
My dishonorable mention was going to be the Palpatine thing, but it was actually Signs.
Signs. What did you not like about that? Is it because of the water? Did you already give
me
that?
just don't bring me to a lot. Like if I was a human being of advanced technology, it was like, no, it's a lava planet and the atmosphere is full of lava. Have you got a suit? No. I reckon the amount of lava in the atmosphere won't be too bad, but don't touch the lava. Anyway, go and take over the planet, because obviously there's a lot of resources there. Zinc, man. They went there for like zinc. And a bit of magnesium. Intergalactic travel, and this is what they were stuck for. Fuck off.
Yeah, man. Like I think our lists are pretty good. I think they hold up. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And Mel Gibson was good in that movie. He paid his dues.
Jesus Christ.
That's a fucking joke.
Oh yeah, he comes down hard on me for fucking Daisy Ridley's mouth's clearly too big for her face, and then you like come at me, and then you become anti-Semitic within 5 minutes. Are we gonna be even able to air this episode?
This is just people are very relaxed right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a test run, right?
Yeah. All right.
The editing will be heavy with this episode.
Take us out of here, man.
All right, folks. This time, your host, Mr. Green.
I'm not Vincent Green. I'm the other host, Noel and Vinnie.
And we are Pair Rankers. And that was our top worst, I know. That was our worst movie twist list. And yeah, I think my list is better than Noel's. Even though it's lazier, it still rings more true. I think so. Yeah, and my background definitely held up.
I had Hancock. It wasn't a big film, but the twist in it was the dumbest fucking thing.
Yeah, if the video format of this episode never comes out, no, it's because Noah's background failed him miserably.
I can't even argue with that. Wish I could. Devastated.
And also his image retrieving abilities was atrocious. I had all mine lined up beforehand. Added into Zoom.
You snookered me by picking my number 1 as your number 4.
You had 30 minutes. We were 36 minutes in. You still didn't get the image for it.
I think we should probably stop airing our dirty laundry. I think that would be a good moment to get out here.
I doubt it. I got plenty of room on the line.
Anyway, enough controversial shit. Look, I just want to say thanks for staying with us, Justice for Amber Heard.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
Now leave that in. That's a fucking. If that joke doesn't play, we have no hope.
This fucking episode will be 6 minutes long. All right, folks. See you next time. Peace. Pair of Rankers.